Rebirth Island was deleted 479 days ago, and ever since it was removed from Warzone, people have been really asking two main questions. When will it return, and what will it be like when it returns? And obviously, for a while, we've had the answer to the first question. Season 3 of Call of Duty Warzone and Modern Warfare 3 is set to drop somewhere around April 1st to April 3rd. While we might not know the exact date, it's pretty much 100% confirmed at this point that it's coming back. But that leaves question 2. And today I'm going to answer that question, but there's a lot of people who are afraid of the answer. And honestly, the question of what will Rebirth Island be like when it returns gets scarier and scarier when you look through the comment sections, especially of some of my recent videos, because everybody knows that Call of Duty sometimes doesn't do what's simple. All people want is Rebirth Island to return pretty much exactly as it was. And that seems like it would be easy. The Call of Duty community seems to thrive on nostalgia, asking for Verdansk and Rebirth Island to come back since literally they left. Fortune's Keep used to have a nice center zone market area, which was a popular place to land, loot, and eventually go on to get high kill game. It was a lot more calm, relaxed, and had a decent bit of cover, but a lot more of a defined personality. Well, Call of Duty completely blew up that area, turning it into an absolute crater and hole in the ground, which is home to some Easter eggs that you can get. Zombie Easter egg, the ray gun, which doesn't do much damage at all, but at least it's something new, right? Well, wrong. Call of Duty fans are not exactly receiving this Fortune's Keep update, and many are realizing for the first time that Fortune's Keep might actually be mid, with a lot of fans and content creators saying that Vondel is actually the better map all along. It just took us a while to realize it, and maybe the guys of Warzone 2 threw us off. But regardless of Fortune's Keep, you're probably wondering, CPreds, what does this have to do with what Rebirth will look like? Well, for me, it meant that there might be a crater in the middle of Rebirth Island, and this is why. When the Verdansk 84 map got rebooted, so to speak, recolored and retooled after the nuking of Verdansk event, it was infamously known for having a huge crater near Stadium in downtown. So for whatever reason, this is what Call of Duty does after post-apocalyptic disaster or some sort of event that takes a map out of rotation. So I was thinking, this is probably going to happen to Rebirth in some capacity, right? I mean, imagine a crater down the middle of prison that divides that center high point in the map. It'll throw off endgames, make things interesting, and as we've seen with the reboots of maps like Verdansk and Fortune's Keep, Call of Duty likes to give its player base exactly what it wants, except not exactly. So my propensity to think that there's going to be some sort of crater or hole in Rebirth is probably what you're thinking too. Seems like Call of Duty can't exactly strike the right chord and always has to slightly mess something up. So what's really gonna happen? Another creator named Capslock shared this image on Twitter of a Rebirth Island that literally is split into two, and I started thinking, this might be the reality. However, in this next part of the video, I'm gonna dispel those myths and kind of set up why it's valid people think that, but actually, we know what Rebirth Island is going to look like for the most part. If you are subscribed to me, you might have seen my community post a day ago where the Rebirth Island loading screen, we'll call it, for lack of a better term, got leaked. So when you actually click into a match, there's a preview of that map, and this is apparently what Rebirth Island is going to look like. So to better explain that, if we go into our actual game, we click on Fortune's Keep, you can see there's a screenshot of the actual map. And then as you load in, sometimes you'll get different visuals. For example, Vondel has 2 different ones for Battle Royale and for Resurgence. And so apparently this is what it will look like when you get an option to click Rebirth Island. You will in fact see this map here. And I think what this confirms, as a lot of people are saying in the comments, that it actually looks pretty good. The lighting doesn't look like that cute color that Vanguard had, and it looks like that old cool blue theme that Cold War had at first when Rebirth came in. Because if you remember that second theme that Rebirth had back in the day, that was one of the best themes that the map ever had. And it seems like that's what we're getting, with a slight color adjustment on areas like Decon, which used to be a little bit darker. But there's also another reason that we can know what Rebirth Island is going to look like, and I'm actually really excited to show you this one. To figure out realistically what Rebirth Island looks like, I have downloaded Warzone Mobile on my device, and we're going to queue in, kind of see what the map looks like, because with cross progression, cross-play maybe, between mobile, console, and PC, they are trying to line up mobile Warzone with regular Warzone. And so the best way to see what to expect is simply just to drop in here. And that's what we're doing on my iPad. I was able to figure out a way to actually install this on my device. We're actually playing Rebirth Island, man. This is actually crazy. So let's see what it looks like, what the theme is, and see if Warzone Mobile Rebirth is actually that good. Of course, on March 21st, this drops for the US, and then the full game for PC and console comes out, I believe, April 1st, April 3rd, with the Season 3 update. That's what we think we know as of right now. But as you can see here, the graphics aren't actually that bad, and it looks like regular old Rebirth, so it's safe to say that regular Rebirth might legitimately be coming back. Here's prison here. Here's living quarters. It looks exactly the same, man. The only difference, as you see from the screenshot, is that it's not the sunset map. And then over here, like you could see in that screenshot that I showed you guys, a little bit of a lighter theme on Nova 6 over here. So let's kind of land in. I mean, to be honest, this looks pretty much exactly like old Rebirth. See, we've got the Cast-Off 762 here. Oh, somebody's flying at me here. See if he's dumb enough to peek me. Not gonna lie, this is kind of hard to control in terms of mobile. No, I got downed, man. It looks like the same Rebirth that we are used to experiencing. The answer to me seems to be clear about what Rebirth is gonna look like, and I think it's gonna relieve a lot of people's fears, including my own for that matter, that Rebirth is going to look the same. And that kind of makes us think about a question. Why is it that Warzone 1 even had to be deleted? Why is Activision in this position to begin with, as well as Raven Software and all the Call of Duty developer studios, you know, Sledgehammer, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, etc.? The community wants Rebirth Island, and Call of Duty, to compete with games like Fortnite, really has to put it in, and they have to get this right. Rebirth Island drop for Warzone, I think, literally is the biggest day in terms of Call of Duty in a long time. Probably just as big as when Warzone 2, Warzone 3, and the original Warzone launched, because the expectations are going to be through the roof for Rebirth Island. Call of Duty really can't miss. When this update comes out, it's kind of like anybody playing the Golden State Warriors in 2015. You literally have to take advantage of every opportunity with all the games coming out, and Warzone kind of fading over the last 2 years. But if Rebirth Island does succeed, I think we'll have one of the best games that we've had as far as Warzone's consistency, stability, and fun that we've had in a long time. And as always, man, I want to know your thoughts down in the comments and what you're feeling about this. Subscribe to the CPreds mobile channel if you want to see Warzone mobile gameplay, because we're going to start uploading those. And as always, man, stay humble, stay hungry. Another video on your screen. We'll see you guys tomorrow.